Yeah, I think we'll start off with Emma. If you've got a question, and we'll just go around from there. Okay.
Yeah, I think that these nights are tough, and like we've had back to back, very, you could say world class opposition. I think it's about as tough as it gets in terms of a start for a club that's just come up. But by no means am I hiding and making any excuses in that sense. I thought the first half performance again was strong as it was against Spurs. But we must be better at coming out after half time. It's as simple as that. And I think I've got a group that isn't hiding from that. We know, we've looked at the metrics and statistics behind it, and we have to be better in our performances when we come out after half time. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, we're in the game. We had there was a moment where we could have come inside at half time at 1-1. Thought we created some good chances and caused them some trouble inside their 18-yard box. Um, and to do that against a world class side, I think shows a lot of promise and potential. I think we're still finding our way across two games. Those two games don't define our season. These are the opportunities that we need for us to improve. But it's like I say to the players, these aren't occasions, they are opportunities for points. And the group are disappointed that we've dropped points. But I think these are the games and these are the moments, the harsh learnings that we're going to need to go through in order to improve and get better so that we can get points on the table. Yeah, I think each game looks different. If we reflect on last season, coming out at half time, maybe the ball is in play a lot longer in the WSL, and we defend for longer periods. Whereas the Championship is far more transitional. The leagues are a world apart in that sense. Um, and I think the playing group is still taking some time to get used to that. We've had players that were drafted in at the later back end of pre-season, so the team is still knitting together. And like you say, I've seen some promise and uh, positives and strengths in the team. And now it's my job, my responsibility, my role to figure out how to knit them together so that the team can sustain its performance for a longer period of time. And as each game goes by, we learn more about the players, we learn more about how they gel together on the pitch, how they work together. And the more time that I'm spending with them, obviously, the more that I'm learning about the group and the more that we can start to apply our improvements.
Okay. Get hands up from now on. Yes.
Mm. Yeah, I think like it's a good question. You've alluded to some good points in terms of the mentality of the group. For example, last year in the Championship would have a high percentage of possession, and on the turnover, if you gave the ball away in the Championship, you would not be punished so harshly. You would almost make a mistake and be able to get away with it a little bit because um, maybe the technical quality is not as high across the entire squad. And I'm alluding to substitutions, etc. The strength and depth of opposition squads in the WSL, and I feel that we have the ball in good moments, and unfortunately, when we make mistakes, we're learning harsh lessons. If you give the ball away at this level, then you get punished. It's as simple as that. I think I'm pleased that you've noticed that, because the fans deserve some credit for their reaction to the way that we've began this journey. And it feels like, for me, the fans have got an understanding of the group and the level and what this group is trying to achieve. Just spoke to somebody, they said, no other team that's been promoted has had back-to-back London derbies. So I've not had a I've not had a breather in that sense, in terms of a nice calm start. But there is no calm. Every game is, really, really important for us. But I do feel like the fans have stuck by the squad, and it does feel to me like they understand the mammoth task that's in front of us. But we have an uphill mountain to climb. We have information now of where we're at. We have information on how we are conceding and why. We have information on shapes and tactical things that, unless you played those games, you wouldn't have that information. So now it's our job to act on what we've found and push forwards.
Yes.
I think, yeah, I do. I do. I don't feel relief. I think, we deserve these opportunities to play. The group have got themselves in a fantastic position because they're good footballers, and they deserve to play these games week in, week out. And that's what we need to get used to. Like I said, there's been some tough learnings across the last couple of games, but we'll go back to the training ground and work hard on the positives. We'll fix the things that we're not happy with and use that to move forwards.
Yes.
Arthur ASTV. I was wondering if you thought that around finish one having had two quite difficult games to start the season. Do you think around going to be a problem this season?
I think, look, you could say that that would sink in, but it is my job as a leader and a motivator of a squad to ensure that the targets are set and we work as hard as we can to achieve them. If they fall short of achieving them, then I've got to pick the squad up along with the staff that are around me that work tirelessly day in, day out around to support the team, and make sure that we don't let them sink. Because if we let them sink in that sense, then we'll only struggle. And I think that in house we set a lot of benchmarks and targets that we know that we need to be better at, and we've just got to keep positive with that, with small steps, marginal gains, all the steps that we took to win a league. It's a similar mindset of making marginal gains week in, week out, all the 1%, all the things that we can focus on and push forwards and make improvements on. And eventually, the cream will rise to the top. We know that will work for us.
We get one more question, please.
I just wanted to ask, in terms of the squad, 8 out of the 11 of the time I played came in really solid. That first half performance felt as if the team were gelling. Do you think the foundations are there despite the heavy scoreline? Do you think the foundations are there going forward with the squad?
Definitely. I think today, I said to the players after the game that I feel like today we became a team. I feel like the challenge in front of us really forced us to come together. And I did know that today would be a moment where it was going to be challenging, and we would need to get arms around each other and ensure that we're working for each other and helping each other to get through the fixture. And I feel like they did that today. Like you said, it is a hefty scoreline, but there are parts of the scoreline that don't reflect the game. And I think everyone here would agree with that who watched that at Selhurst tonight. And I really feel like, in terms of morale, in terms of team, in terms of building and progressing as a group, today's given us a massive catalyst to move on and propel forward from this moment. And I've got no doubt in the quality of people that I've got in that changing room to now knit together and push on.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time.
Cheers.